For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a bit of a review video on a brand new awning from Telta. So with me here today I've got the Telta Spirit Air 290. So I say new, it's almost basically a revolutionised model. So this almost takes over from the Cloud that we saw in Telta's collection for a number of years. But we've got a few updates into it. Actually, it still looks as sharp as ever. So one of the most important things is actually we're running now with a 210 stock denier fabric, so it's a really quite nice strong material. So there's definitely an upgrade in comparison to the old Cloud, but in terms of the fit, I think it's going to be pretty much exactly the same. Deblushed today, and as you can see, the airframe is holding really quite nice and strong. A little bit of bow if you do get kind of those gusts are a bit kind of beyond what you kind of should be definitely out in. But the ripstop material does give a more classy feel. Looks quite more technical, if you will, and really kind of sits in their collection, fits in with the rest of their range with the fabric itself. So we've got the storm straps on the front here that come included as standard, so they get included with Spirit, which is really quite nice. But essentially, it's a single point inflation. So we've got one inflation point on this side, then we've got a deflation point on this side, and you can use the inflation point also as a deflation as well. So you've got the flexibility that it's very easy and quick to pitch. You can actually check out our own Attwoolls pitching and packing video, see myself pitching this model. The best part, I think, is about 9-10 minutes, so it's perfect for those weekend trips or even longer stays if you really wanted to. It's designed obviously as a porch awning, so you can go on to caravans as well as motorhomes, mainly because it's got the dual beading. So there is a 4mm and also a 6mm beading on there. Means it will connect into a caravan rail or into a wind out awning of any kind of sorts. You have the flexibility on the Spirit is that actually you've got these zips, which you can see on the side. This actually allows you to extend the height like a kind of a suitcase. So out with all the zips closed, it basically fits between 235 and 250. One of the zips open, 250 to 265, and the third zip open, 265 to 280. So with a fitment height of 235 and 280, it's going to fit pretty much 90% of motorhomes really on the market. We've got apex ventilation located at the top here as well, so it helps to give you sort of airflow throughout the actual awning itself. And because you've only got one single point to actually inflate, it means very easy, because all you do is feed it onto your motorhome or your caravan, peg the back two corners down really nice and tight against the vehicle. You get a manual inflatable pump, comes with it standard, pump it up, one tube really nice and easily, and then from there you can peg out, as you can see from our pitching video. So I said the storm straps on the front are necessarily included. You've got these little guide points on the side as well, just to kind of give it a bracing across the width. Little tinted windows located on the side panels, but also got one nice big tinted window directly at the front. And when we move into a bit later on, you'll see there's also a privacy curtain as and when you need that as well. The slightly more upright size of it is what you find on comparison to most awnings that kind of do have one beam going from across the width of it. Technically, when you get inside, it's normally quite small and pokey. With this, because you've got a very vertical upwards beam and across, it actually feels quite spacious inside. Like I said, it's 290 in terms of over width and 240 in the depth. So for a small little space, it does feel quite big. The reason it's actually 290, unlike most other models on the market, it's mainly because it's not going to fit caravans, but fit motorhomes and more are called panel vans. So a camper van or a caravan, like a motorhome with a sliding panel door, panel vans as I tend to call it. That and gives you, normally you need about 280 to get the clearance. So providing your wind out awning is in the correct location, you should be able to actually open the sliding door fully within the actual main part of the awning, which is really quite nice. Webbing straps located on sort of the main corners, so the back two and the front two, so you can get adjustability and obviously without having to repeg it. All the other pegging points have like a ladder system, so you can adjust the height depending on how high or low you want it, or if you need a different amount of tension. On both of the sides, we've got a mesh door as well, so that really helps to get airflow throughout the awning and sort of help it feel a bit breezier. Certainly when you've got, like I say, a polyester awning like this, you will tend to get condensation in it just because it's a non-breathable fabric, unlike sort of like Teltex awnings they do. So you know, but then again, it's lightweight, packs down small. I mean, the pack sizes weight of this is 14.2 kilograms, so nice and lightweight, perfect for kind of touring around up and down as you need to go. And the pack size is again decent sort of size, but you also get an oversized bag as well. So if you're not the best at packing it away, you've got that sort of comfort in that. We've got with the apex ventilations, they are always kind of open, so they are designed that you always going to have that kind of airflow into it. The front door can also, if you want to, buy some additional cling poles, so you can almost basically unzip that, bring that out to make like a little canopy, so we'll sort of put onto the front. Or alternatively, that front door can fully roll up and then kind of keeps it really nice and tidy in the kind of bunch there. But actually what we'll do, let's kind of go inside and get a bit more of a feel for the inside of the Motorhome. So now we're kind of inside the Spirit, you can kind of feel a bit more about the sort of the overall size. Admittedly, with the height where we've actually gone to, we are on the higher end of the spectrum, so we're not actually at the full, so we're at about 265, so we've still got a bit more room to play. But like I said, talking about that internal height, for me, being 6'2", can stand up pretty much nearly in the corner. I mean, naturally you've got a natural beam, but it works really quite well. I think it does feel quite big in here, even if it's just what we call a standard depth. You are, with the sort of the shape of the awning itself, losing a little bit of space there, but when you've got things like furniture and tables, it is going to allow you to get a bit closer. There's obviously no ground sheet supplied with this. You can buy a specialised carpet for this, it works really quite well. And like I said, manual pump does come supply along with some plastic pegs. Tube's really it's a really strong nylon casing, so again it's a good structural, and they use a TPU beam as well, so again that's really sort of one of the most reliable materials on the market for kind of inflatable tubes. With Telta, what you tend to find with the warranty side of things, you've got a 2-year warranty on the manufacturing and 3 years on tubes, so again you've got that kind of reliability with Telta that you know it's going to work, and you know you've got the backup as well. And generally their sort of after sales are really quite decent. Admittedly, mostly you'll be dealing with the retailer in terms of any issues, but from what they give us, yeah, I'm sort of quite happy on that kind of front. You've got skirts, which again is made out of a really nice sort of polyester fabric. They can obviously tuck inwards, so that way you can overlap that with the carpet to get the seal when you need to. Curtain on the front and on sides, so this can literally just roll directly down and it just velcros in position. So little velcro tabs just to get the privacy when you need. So it doesn't matter if you're going away on a campsite, still get that kind of block light in, and obviously that element of, well, privacy you want. There's no actual additional beam or anything in the top section. There's no real need for it, because the issue that be if you had a sliding door, it would actually catch that, so that works really nicely. To seal it against your camper van or your caravan, you've got a foam pad located here as well. Additional what we call upright poles can be put in, and that then gives you a solid point to press against the caravan to minimise draft coming down the side. There are sort of pre-punched holes on the side here. You can buy suckers or limpets, something like that can actually then help seal it. I would always use them in conjunction with the pole, just because you get the seal, and then you also so strength, and then also the seal as well. And because this is again designed for motorhomes as well as caravans, if your cassette awning on the motorhome isn't necessarily flush with the bodywork, this actually can velcro almost like a hinge, velcro open and take up that gap. And again, when you've got a sliding door, by opening it up as well, that allows the sliding door to kind of pass fully and retract back nice and neatly. As you can see, you've got this little kind of pocket point here. That's just basically for the sleeve to kind of, when it's sort of compacted in your kind of, like I said, suitcase kind of style. So it just kind of keeps it a bit neat and tidy. But I think that from the inside you can see the richness of the ripstock as well. And I think the black tube just gives it a bit more of a premium feel on the whole. But I'll tell you, we'll bring the camera and just have a little bit of a look through up close with some of these features that I've mentioned thus far. So as we kind of see it, let's see, you've got mesh doors either side, so you can kind of come in and out as you want to. We've just currently got on a rail, but you've got at the point at the top here, this is where your the connection part. So you've got a little pocket up there just for a pole to sleep directly into, and the little velcro tabs located down here to press that foam pad firmly against kind of the Caravan itself. Apex vents, you can see what they look like from the inside, and then like I said, we've got the crystal clear windows, a bit admittedly if I get good vision even on a sort of rainy day like today, you can still quite happily sort of see what's going on. And we've just given a bit of a 50-50 mesh, so you've got a nice little feature you can do, because the zips go from top to bottom as well as bottom to top. You can still have kind of a dog-free barrier, but still allow airflow to come directly in. You've got a draft skirt comes supplied with it as standard, and when we look at kind of the side profile of the awning, see it's quite nice and vertical, and that sort of front, how it loads in. But again, those new sort of windows around the front as well, I think just gives it a little bit more of a nicer look. But I think on the whole, again, it's a really quite nice awning. Something very, I want to use the word minimalistic. It's minimalistic, if I can say the word that is. Doesn't take up too much space. It kind of is that one-stop awning for It's not going to be sort of your cheapest kind of porch awning that you find, but it's something that's really well made, good quality, and designed to last. So it's something you would use on the weekends, but it's not the same kind of level as something like a Suncap Swift or like a Quest Falcon. It's built a bit better. I mean, the fabric in one, you know, it's just those little touch points. It does. There's a reason why you pay what you do. It's probably the best way of putting it. But for more information, by all means, let us know. If you want to check the link below, you'll take you straight through to our website. We've got things like pack sizes, floor dimensions, individual features, optional extras you can look at for the awning as well. But if you have any more questions, feel free to comment in the box below. We'd love to hear from you guys and what you think of the model as well. But I think, yeah, it's a nice addition. That upgrade with the fabric for one, a little bit of touches on the tinted windows stuff, I think it takes what was originally the Cloud to the Spirit, just that next level up, and just seems like a bit more of a nice package on the whole. So hopefully it's been helpful, and we look forward to seeing you again soon in our next Attwoolls video review.